Hello, fashion editor Georgina Evans here. I am reporting from Florence. We're at Pitti, Uomo. Behind me, you can kind of see an amazing Givenchy party going on right now. But we've dragged ourselves away to report on the Givenchy Menswear show. We're at Villa Palmieri, which is this phenomenal house in Florence. Beautiful grounds, amazing building, and actually apparently Queen Elizabeth used to take her summers here, which is rather grand and fantastic. Bit of a meeting of minds as well. I love that we're in Florence, but also there's a little bit of Britishism in there, which is obviously Claire's British, so showing the support there. This collection we were kind of pre-notioned that there'd be a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of unusual elements in the collection, and that there certainly was, but there were lots of familiarities too. I think it was just given a different spark, given a different styling element. So let's get down to it. So at the beginning of the show, we kind of hear these weird dial-up sounds. Back in the days, pre kind of internet, post-internet even, having to unplug the phone and dial up the internet. That kind of everyone can recognise that weird, awkward whirring. Well, actually, probably not everyone. Sorry, millennials. So the collection was called Nouveau Glitch, and that kind of ties into this post-internet kind of culture where we've got these wonderful, there's a few 90s references in this collection. I'm sure you're kind of eye-rolling at the back there, like not more 90s, but actually this was totally fresh and felt a lot like, to me they felt like 90s hackers from a kind of science fiction movie, but in the best way, very elegant, very chic. So the collection starts with the usual tailoring with a little bit of a twist that we know and love. The jewel tones from previous Clare Givenchy collections were all there, beautiful kind of purples and blues, and that wonderful turtleneck undersuits that she does so well, was there, and adds that little bit of sensuality, a little bit of a club kid element too. Those are beautiful as ever. The tailoring throughout this collection was just spectacular. It's like whippet sharp beautiful, but it was a little additions throughout this collection that I think made it special. I mean, it was a special collection anyway. It was Claire's kind of standout menswear new collection, so that's exciting. Oh, hello bug. So we start off with this beautiful tailoring that we kind of been accustomed to, and then things start getting a little bit more athletic, which is the kind of surprise that we were being allured to earlier. So trousers kind of pulled up with socks, much more athletic wear. We've got kind of parkas and neons and nylons even. So it's getting much more kind of, I'm really trying not to say the phrase sportswear because it certainly didn't feel like that, but it was much more athletically toned. I wasn't so keen on the trousers with the socks pulled up. They had the kind of a logo at the back. It felt a little bit more in keeping with, it felt like it was trying to reach that slightly younger market, which is ever so important, particularly with a logoed brand like Givenchy, but I wasn't quite sure if it took off. Another thing that I was a little unsure of were the variation of trainers. There was a lot of different ones going on there. There were sock boots, there were kind of classic commercial trainers, and there was a really interesting new collaboration with Onitsuka Tigers. I would have personally been happy if those were the only trainer that showed throughout the show. I think they really complemented Claire's Givenchy, and also I really love that they work all the way from the tailoring sections through to the athletic sections. They kind of have that duality to them. So it's kind of a surprise collaboration, but really interesting nonetheless. I hope it's one that continues because it really, really works for the brand. But I could have done away with the rest of the trainers if I'm honest. I feel like there was just a lot to deal with, and we were seeing it in so many different colourways. So I could have done without those, but I really love the Tiger collaboration. I thought that was brilliant. So moving on, we've got tailoring and then aesthetics, and then at the end we've got a homogenisation of both, which I really love. So pastel suiting, and I mentioned the jewel tones earlier, but what was brilliant about this collection was the introduction of kind of pastel tones. I'm going to read some of the lovely phrases. Damask rose, buttermilk, tobacco and powder blue. So really elegant, beautiful tailoring, but given a twist, either with the fantastic trainers, accessories, chains, all that lovely entry-level accessory wear, kind of, or a big chunky logoed bag, or even better, a fantastic kind of nylon cape, a bit like a parka, a bit like a giant Macintosh with Givenchy piping. I thought that was spectacular. This kind of merging of both ideas of this youthy, logo-y version and also a slightly smarter tailoring, I think is a brilliant, brilliant idea for Claire's menswear. It seems to be touching on all her kind of price points and consumers without feeling a bit too contrived, which it often can for a very popular logo brand. Some of the other elements that I really loved were slightly more traditional notes. So Claire had been looking at kind of Charles Baudelaire's poetry and all the lovely, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Le Fleur de Mal. prints and jacquards, all this wonderful opulence that you kind of associate with Hubert's Givenchy. But in this collection they were on lovely coats, and then down the arm they'd been glitched, so you got that Nouveau glitch on the arms, which I really love. It was kind of, I really love the kind of pun of Nouveau glitch and Nouveau riche. You kind of have this old money jacket and this Nouveau riche glitch, but kind of making that cool again. And I hate the word cool, it's kind of null and void, but I really do think this was hitting the mark on a lot of different levels. I could have done with a little bit less of the athleticism, but I really love the 90s hackers, the tailoring, the colour palette especially was really fantastic. And I think Claire is really knocking it out of the park by hitting all these different people that could potentially be there. So thank you guys very much for watching the Givenchy review, and congratulations Claire if you're watching, and please do subscribe for many more videos to come. And if you are yet to see the show, please make sure to visit Show Studio. We have the runway footage and the catwalk imagery, so you can see all the wonderful clothes I've been talking about. See you guys very soon.